So let me ask you something. Have you ever gone on a massive tangent? Yeah, I'm already back to doing this crazy nonsense. All the bigger FNaF theory names are out here having their gathering with their notepads. Not to throw shade, I'm actually very happy to see the likes of Rytoast and Heidi's Fantasy officially joining the big leagues. Meanwhile, I'm here back in my own little corner twiddling my thumbs and gut feelings with a main character equally as irrelevant. In case you're new to my channel, I'll give you the rundown of what I'm talking about so you don't have to dig yourself into a cringe fest rabbit hole. For the past actual 2.5 years, yes, I'm talking since December of 2020, a gut feeling suddenly sparked a thought in my head that sent me down a spiral. The most simple way I can put it for you: if the Afton family are supposed to be the main characters of the franchise, why is one of them so underutilized? Then, over the next few months, more and more info would come out that would send me into pits of self-doubt and despair, then slap me in the face and put me back on my feet, standing stronger than last time. Now here we are in April 2023, and I'm here to tell you that Crying Child is meaningless, but also a main character. And before you even think about angrily ranting about what I just said, let me do it for you. Beyond FNaF 4, this kid, part of the main family of the franchise, has not made a single for sure relevant role in any game whatsoever. However, as if it were some personal vendetta to make me look like some kind of duck, there's a never-ending trail of breadcrumbs that just keeps adding up that there's something else to this character. Sister Location was the most obvious one. Revelations that the FNaF 4 areas we had grown accustomed to were actually connected to this super bunker in some way, all the while the mysterious psychic toy was actually basically just a nanny cam. Pizzeria Simulator, despite going out of the way to tie up loose ends, does not clear up anything regarding this character at all. All his family members up front and center getting torched, but nothing on this kid. You could maybe argue that Midnight Motorist was supposed to be some narrative about him, but honestly it's hard to tell just what the hell is happening here. Help Wanted, even without the hardly canonical Dreadbear DLC, had nightmare animatronics and FNaF 4 locations plastered all over it, despite having hardly any true in-universe reason as to how that could be possible. Don't get me wrong, FNaF 4 has been an indecisive mess for a while, but with recent info seemingly trying to hammer home that what we experienced in that game were just actual fabricated monsters in the eyes of a possibly schizophrenic child, for what reason could the nightmares possibly be here? The best explanation is someone picked up Michael's logbook off his dead body, saw the page with Nightmare Fredbear scribbled on it, and then full sent it. But like, what are the chances that book survived, man? Any mentions of the actual kid connected to those memories? Nope. Then Security Breach out here giving us a new character that took the fandom by storm that is a literal recolor. Meanwhile, when it comes to the actual guy, all we have are what is clearly supposed to be his secret box just gone for some reason, and some scribbled on sticky notes you likely will not pay attention to. I'm sure there's some facts in that pile that I'm just overlooking, but even then you must be seeing what I'm talking about. Aside from basically just being a brace used for background lore such as books and being minimally related to the actions of more prominent characters, the Crying Child is basically meaningless. The fact we don't even have an actual name for this character yet shows that. Yet somehow the series is still actively laying out breadcrumbs and lacking any situation I could say is a likely resolution to this kid's story. Yeah, maybe back in the 2015 or 2016 era, the intention was for FNaF 3 to be his peaceful passing. But in my opinion, that idea was quickly thrown out the window, leaving us with a main character perpetually stuck in an uneventful limbo, unresolved, and thus unutilized due to a lack of any payoff. I'm also kind of realizing in post while listening to myself go on this rant that it sounds like I'm actually trying to criticize FNaF for doing, you know, what it's supposed to do by having lore to solve. That's not what I meant for it to sound like. I'm gonna say it again in about a second here, but what I was trying to insinuate was that the mystery lore behind this character has kinda gone too far due to nearly forgetting this character even exists. And you can likely find yourself wondering if it's even worth the effort of putting a video together, because what does this character even do? Back when it was just FNaF 1 to 3, solving the puppet had meaning because they actually did something. That being bringing the kids back to life. But like, what's the point of even trying with this kid? And the fact that it's even possible to ask that question regardless of how short-sighted it is to do so is the problem. That's what I'm trying to say. But why even bother making a video talking about this, you might ask? And if you did, that only further cements my point, given that a main character is so obscure on info you have to even ask if it's worth the effort. I'm not here to put any pieces together and form some theory about what's going to happen with this character, because frankly I've done that like 8 times already and I need a break from doing that. My choice to rant on about it is simply my way of expressing hope that this paper trail building up means Ruin can maybe finally be the thing to start fixing this issue, thus bringing a resolve to the actual longest gripe I've ever had. But anyway, I suppose that's just gonna wrap up my thoughts on this situation. I didn't exactly go in with a plan, it's just something I wanted to speak my mind on for a while without having to go through a severely extensive amount of effort that I usually have to. And with that being said, I'll see you all another time. Bye everyone.